Welcome to another episode of the Film Hackers Talk Show. My name is Maritza. I am your host, and once again, we are at Net Studios Africa. This is brought to you by Incredible Media. This is your one-stop place for all things cinematography, film, and we get to talk to amazing people in the industry, stakeholders, shareholders, even, someday we'll be sitting here with investors only, talking money. Beautiful things happen in the world of film, and you can come along as well. These conversations go on the comments section. If you have questions, please bring them and be part of the chat. Today is a very special day because the diversity on set is actually maybe the kind of diversity we want to see from our actors and actresses in the film industry. And we are carrying on the conversation on acting in the business. And today, both have been on stage. They have also been on film, that's away from live action, and they have received accolades for the work that they've done. They have graced our screens for a very, very long time, and I'm excited to welcome to the studio the elitist actor and actress in our community today. On my right corner, Diana Kahunde, a talented Ugandan actress, and away from screen and stage, she also does casting as well, and she directs as well. We've seen her from the TV drama The Hostel, along with other dramas, and more recently you've seen her in All for Love. She has also starred in movies like Kafako, 27 Guns, and many, many more. Welcome to the show, Diana.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you.
Drum roll.
Sabuda. Anyono.
I was like, is that me? No.
It's you,
I want
girl.
to see her.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And you're so beautiful.
Thank you. Oh.
Speaking of beautiful, but like the male version. Handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, in studio today, I'm excited to welcome again from screen and stage. He has graced our screens. He has graced our stage. And if you like to spend some time on social media and see what else he's doing on the streaming sites, you have probably spent enough time stalking him because he puts enough content for us to stalk. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about his fans. Yeah, you guys. Me, I don't stalk people. In the studio with us today, very excited to welcome from The Hostel. We watched him there. We also watched him from Yat Madit, and he's been in movies like Chemvu, 16 Rounds, Girl in the Yellow Jumper, which we all fangirled about. And in the studio, I'm very excited to have the junior of an amazing legacy, Micheal Wawuyo. Welcome.
Hi, what's up? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm happy to meet you.
Yeah, I'm happy to meet you as well in person.
How are you?
I'm good.
Very good.
Amazing.
Now that you're all good, let's get right into it. So today the conversation is acting. And one of the things I've noticed about Ugandan entertainers is how versatile you have to be to make money. So it's a bit harder to niche and be like, oh, I'm a screen actor. Or it's a bit harder to niche and be like, Zendi Filimu ya Masasi, action full time. So I want us to talk about that and maybe even use examples in your career as we talk about that. What is the importance of versatility as an actor? Let's start with you.
Well, personally, I'm a versatile actor. I like to play roles that don't box me and don't make me, what's the word? Typecast. Yeah, because I have done some action roles where, especially in Lookman films, where it's and there's all this kicking and all this stuff, but then I've also been
giving flying kicks, somersaults,
what? Hey, can you handle?
Great.
But just the ability to train. I've trained for all these things. I've trained, I've done some special force training for 27 guns. We did some training for gun handling and AK-47, 9mm, all this, and then I've done martial arts as well. But all of this is just to like chisel you to be a versatile performer. And then I'm also dramatic. I've done the drama roles where I'm more emotional, where I'm more humane. And I've got all these feelings and things. It's fantastic to be those different kinds of human beings and understand the different shields of life. And to understand it's one of those ways to grow as a performer. You must be able to be as versatile as you can, to tell any kind of story acting is like, we actors, we're like water.
Really?
Be water, yeah. And what that means is that you can put us to any kind of shape and we must be able to conform. And that tells a lot of the versatility importance in what we do.
That's
If that even makes sense.
It's interesting to hear from a male performer because I feel like we have more options as women in the performance aspect of versatility, because there's a lot we can play with in terms of our looks, in terms of, you know, expression. We have a wider range of expression for some reason than the masculine character. So for you to go out of your way to even take martial arts, you can hold an AK-47, I'm scared. But like, for you to go out of your way to do that, I think that speaks volumes on the kind of actor I guess you're trying to be.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Thank you.
I want to hear your experience and the importance of versatility in your career.
Yeah. It's very important because, like he has said it all, really. You don't want to be boxed, you don't want to be put in a bubble, you know, and typecast. He has explained it well.
Define typecasting, because I feel like we don't have a real understanding of what typecasting is as non-actors.
Yeah. So typecasting is being given a role, for example, maybe a comic relief.
Or you can cry.
Or the very sad, emotional, you know, crying role. And then, yes, in all forms. The silent crying and the shouting and everything. And they keep giving you that specific role, but in different movies, different series, you're the sad one, you are the crying one,
the suffering one. Oh my God.
Yes, you're the one with the knuckle.
Yes. Yes. And I think I've seen that. I've seen that occasionally.
Yes, it happens. Or the market person, or the dirty person, or the local person, or the village person. You get?
Yeah.
So they always give you those roles because you maybe you either look it or you do it so well. Yeah. So they end up, taking you, everywhere. That is what they give you to do. You know?
Typecasting doesn't sound fun.
It's not.
It's not. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable, and I don't think you can grow with that.
No.
Like, you're always crying. Like, it's even, and it's not natural.
And even if you're not crying, can I just add, even if you're not crying, you're like, say, a villain. Yeah. You're always a bad guy in the film. Yeah. You're always a guy who's either hitting women or you're always a bad guy. I feel there is no arc, there is no growth arc, growth curve in your career.
True.
And many actors, even in Hollywood, it happens to them. Where you watch a film and this guy is that guy in every film.
I see that a lot for Eastern European actors who are always typecast as the buddy guy.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
You know, even in many, I don't know, those movies, there was always the black guy who was either rapist, the murderer. Yeah. You know, we always expect the black guy to be the bad guy. You know?
I think we've kind of done it here for Ugandan film as well, where occasionally they're trying to cast the bad guy in the film, and he's tall, dark, maybe big, sweaty. Occasionally it will be Prince.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to switch that up a bit with Lukman, because we're like, if we're to go with villain, so let's have a tiniest villain. I am tiny guy. Okay, let's have a tiny villain, and then let's try and make him as bad as possible. Yeah, so that's what happened with 16 Rounds and with The Blind Date as well. So for me, the ability to learn something new every time you play a new character, a different role, grows your acting curve.
I would think so too. I would think so too. And you were still sharing?
Yeah.
Avoiding being typecast.
Yeah. So versatility is very important. First of all, like I said, you grow. Today, in my opinion, versatility helps me understand human nature. I don't just grow as an actress, but I grow as Kahunde, knowing this particular person, and they've given them a character bible and a profile, and this is how this villain is, for example, and what goes on in these people's minds, because that is not who you are. You're just playing that role.
It's very interesting that you can actually find yourself in a fiction character. Because from what Diana is explaining, if you get the Bible, the character Bible, and you do not relate to this person, now you have to become that person, which is what you're saying.
Yes.
You learn about humanity. Is it a sincere way?
It is a sincere way. You research, because on a normal day, you're not going to go and sit and say, let me see, what do villains think before they, commit murder, They're not going to, I am not going to do that.
Yes.
But if I'm given that role, I am going to go and do research.
Yeah.
And want to understand, do they eat, what are the stages that they go through to get to that point of committing a murder. Yeah, so for me, it is personal growth as well. But it also helps me as a human being to understand, either to sympathize or to, lay blame and something like that.
Let's dive into that, because there's actors you can watch and you will see that this person understood their character Bible. Matter of fact, this person is their character Bible. And then you meet them in real life and it's completely different.
Yeah.
And you would never guess that Nalweso is Nalweso, that type of thing. So how do you get into that? You've talked a little bit about having to get the training and whatnot, but you make it sound a bit more personal. Like you now have to become Annette.
Yes.
Yes. Now imagine you're not in a hostel, you're not on campus.
I was not in a hostel.
At the time you weren't?
I was not in hostel at all, no.
But were you in campus?
I was.
Wait, so your experience of hostel was
I have
the hostel?
never, yes. I had never been in.
Good for you.
My mom was like, "You're going to do what in hostel?"
With who?
Yeah, at home. You're going to commute. Okay, not like in a bad way.
I get it.
But there was no point for me. I was very close to the university.
So how do you become that character without necessarily losing yourself? From what you're saying, and we've heard these things. I think that happened to Heath Ledger, one of the most popular stories. How do you do that?
Well, I'm going to derive my experience from Annette. It was the first time that I was acting, and I'm indebted to Fast Track Productions because they gave us training. We had an orientation where they used to bring us, what are they called? Snippets and screen grabs.
Yeah.
Scenes from different movies.
And then mentors would bring us mentors as well.
Yes. So when they would bring those, let me say, for your role, you need to watch this. I just understand how that person behaves, and then we would all watch, and then what did you see it? We would talk about it and discuss, and you go home and think about it, and then next Saturday you're going to come, and that happened for almost a year, for some good time. So, no, we weren't shooting. I think
for a whole year.
Yeah,
because they were writing as well.
They were writing.
Yeah.
And also that helps
nice.
the creative team to come and see this person's abilities. Yes. So they brought us mentors, different mentors and acting coaches.
Nice.
That specifically dealt with certain things.
Yeah.
For example, I remember Prince was brought on and he helped us with our voices. How to project without shouting or yelling. Yeah, so those small things are very important for preparation of a role. Besides your own...
To echo sample. Because I know in like vocal training it can be very uncomfortable because you have to get silly, you have to do a lot of uncomfortable things.
Yes.
Was it like that?
It was like that.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then there was also this festival that I think Mara and I had. What was it called? Maisha Festival?
Maisha
Film Lab.
The seasons of Maisha Festival.
Yes, they were very, very, very intense and I really loved them. I wish they were going on until now. Where she brought people from different countries that were really good at what they were doing and they would take us through these things. There was this guy, I think he acted in Scooby-Doo. And then, yes, I still have the document where he would tell us how you're going to prepare for a role. You have all these synonyms and it's a lot. How do you get, uncomfortable saying a word, but without showing the person you're acting with? So it was that intense. So besides what you're given as a group, you go back home and read those notes. You know, the character Bible, the profile, those things are very important. Your own research, homework. You think you're finished campus and graduated, come to acting. If you want to be a serious actor anyway.
There's a lot of reading.
If you want to be a serious actor, there are books on acting, on filming, on production. You have to, it's up to what you want. What do you want? Do you want to be A, B, or C? You know? So
you
you
C grade
decide.
actor, or you want to be an
Yeah.
A grade actor,
Yes. So you have to put in the work. There are situations where I had to do a role of a Kwarosa woman. I joke on phone, maybe with Michael, and we're always, you know, chuckling like chicken. But this role I had to quarrel in Mistakes Girls Do. I have never quarreled that loud in my life. I walk away. I am this person. I walk away. I am a silent treatment person as Kahunde. Now this role, I had to scream and shout and what. So I had to go back.
Was it liberating as Kahunde? Outside the character that you were playing, was it liberating for you to step out and now be a shouter as opposed to being the silent treatment person?
It was challenging.
Did it add to your personal growth and development?
Yes, it did. Because now I can stand up if I have to.
And shout at people?
Yes, if I have to, man. There are situations.
You can wear the,
you
the mask.
You wear the character and you're like, no, I have to fight for my life in this one.
I like the thought of that. Yeah, that it's kind of sounds like a crucible. Like you have to go through the fire.
Yes.
As an actor, actress, then come out refined through the character, but as yourself.
Yes.
Anyway.
Some characters some characters are meant to teach you.
To teach you about yourself.
About yourself or about humanity at large.
So it was very difficult for me to quarrel, and I had to go back and think, which friend of mine is Kwarosa? Oh, please, I need to meet you and we quarrel. So that intensity, the vibe she gave me and everything, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. So when I get back, when I go to set, I quarrel for my first take, and the director tells me, "Tonaba kuyomba,
No.
tonaba, you have not yet." I quarreled so much. I don't know, maybe 30 takes. My eyes turned red, and then when I was like, I cannot. I was given, you know, a shot of an energy drink, and then I came and I chewed the scene, and then he was like, yeah, now I can take this. So the energy and the things that you have to go through, you go to uncomfortable places, to bars, to places you would not ordinarily go, to study those people's, you know, body language and things like that, just for you to come and execute.
Down to body language.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think about that when you're watching, because I think subconsciously as human beings, we accept a person's body language as part of their vocal communication. So we won't actively recognize that Annette in cooking the buji had to be accurate with how people cook buji at a funeral. So that makes sense.
That scene you're saying, Omar,
that's my
favorite.
Dave. That's my
her favorite.
You still remember it?
Can you imagine?
It's the only one I remember, funny enough, because it was my favorite scene. It was like, first of all, you guys, I see what you're doing to us. To Balaba, we can see through this moment. But all the characters played their part. You could feel the loss of not just the hostel, the TV show, or not just like the members of the hostel, the TV show, but the characters, you know, Michael, Wawuyo, Diana, you know, whoever was there, you could feel it. That scene for me was so powerful. And the wait, that Lumbe was lit.
You know what was going on in our minds, especially me and Michael. This was someone who was very close to us, a friend who had become our brother.
Both
and
on screen and off screen.
Oh, yes, on screen and off screen. And now we are acting, faking his death. We know he's alive, he's there, but we are faking it, and it's painful that this can be true, you know? And now we have to close off the reality of this person is alive, is our friend, but he's dead in the hostel. So the pain was real.
It felt us watchers. It felt real. We're like, "Manang, your dodge."
And because it was the show's way of taking him off the show.
Yes,
They killed his character.
it was painful.
It was brutal. Like
Yeah.
all of us felt that brutality. It's like, hey man, it can happen to me as well. They can kill my character.
Yeah.
So like all y'all's
it was
body
actually very
language
painful.
actually was on point because we got the message, even though there wasn't that much talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from, slouched shoulders to like, how people are at Lumbez, like you have little cocoons and you just comfort each other close. Like it was small, subtle things like that. It was crazy. I loved
Yeah.
it. So I want to hear from you, your experience and basically the importance of taking the extra mile to become the character and how you've done it. And how it has done you. Because I
It has
know
done
from
me.
hearing what you
It has done me as well. But for me, I have had a couple of roles where that had to be exhibited. What am I trying to say? Like, say, I'm a method actor. I consider myself a method actor. You
that
know,
makes you a thespian.
like Heath Ledger and all these guys. But I don't want to go as far as Heath Ledger.
Okay.
No. So I want to get to characters. I tried and it almost beat me in all the wrong places.
Stop.
No, for real though. There's a cancer role that I did. I did a film. I've done the genres where there's action, there's drama, so there's a drama film that I did called The Funeral Scene. The funeral scene was me having stage 4 liver cancer, and I had to lose a lot of weight. I'm already a small guy.
How much more weight
I
did you
lost weight, just know. Just know, I lost a lot of weight. My dad was very worried about that. But how do you get to lose the weight? It's a process in which you approach the character. You understand? It's a methodological process I approach my characters with. And lots of research about stage 4 liver cancer. Like you have to really dig in. I went to Mulago Cancer Institute.
Oh man.
And I was with some of those patients. There's a guy called Frank, he died. He was the one who literally helped me understand the gravity of the disease I'm actually going to play. He was the one who was willing to work with me and just picture a guy on his sick bed being very helpful. Like for me, when I speak about that, I get a bit emotional because I know.
I feel like I'm starting to tear
You
up.
get,
Do we
like-
need a moment? No, but
It
go
was
on.
it was a lot.
God rest his soul, Frank.
Yeah, he died right after
Amen.
the film was during the shooting.
He didn't get to see it.
No, he didn't get to see it. He didn't get to see it. But at least I was humbled that I met somebody who was open enough, willing enough to help me, even despite the fact that he was going through what he was going through. Yeah, and not be taken aback by my tiny recorder. You ask him questions and then you just like press the recorder and let it play. And
Also, you're being intrusive.
yeah,
And he allowed that.
and he allowed that with his I don't know if she was his wife or his caretaker, but
There was someone
there was
else
someone
there.
with him, and they were both very well. I think because they'd watched The Hostel. Yeah, that's in The Hostel, and that's what made them very accommodative of me, given their situation. So that film took a toll on my mental. That film pulled a lot from I had
From
to.
your person.
Yes, from my person.
Yo.
There was a lot that was pushed out, pulled out, squeezed out, like it. And then you do all of that and forget the voice.
What do you mean? What does that
I'm
mean?
like the worst, man.
The voice went.
No, I forgot. When you have so much to deal with to
Yes.
to feel this human being
Because
with.
you're setting up your body. You're setting up your psyche.
Setting
You're
up everything
setting up
of yours.
your looks.
I told my mind I am sick, bro. We right now we have stage 4 liver cancer,
Nange.
and my mind believed me because my mind is as weird as I am. So
I like that. No, that's good.
my mind is like its own character.
I want to see how you live life outside acting. That's a good mind.
Very amazing.
Yeah, you have stories. I just said, hey, we shall have a
very
break.
different. I'm very, very different from the characters that I portray. Completely different. I like characters that I don't resemble.
That's good. But that's dangerous for a
being.
method actor.
Yeah. Like, it almost took a toll on me on this film. Like, my dad was looking for the director, Roger, was looking for him. Who's this director?
He got invested like that.
Why are you this small? Like, why is it like he was actually mad? I'm like, but you're an actor, relax.
That's
bro.
what I was about to say. That's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, but he's not a method actor.
From a senior actor.
But he's not a method
He
actor.
doesn't understand that.
He will not understand that.
Is it very different?
Very different.
Very different.
I mean,
It's very
even
different.
in the business, I guess my idea is you need to be able to understand how far an actor or an actress is willing to go to play the role.
Yeah.
So even from the perspective of an actor, it is strange to witness a method actor.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are people who don't understand that.
I've worked with actors, and we're going to do a scene, and my way of preparation is that, and their way is different, and they have a problem with how I'm preparing.
Because they are used to something different.
Yeah.
They can just get on stage and just, you know,
Let me ask, when you were playing a Musama, did you have your Musama accent on 24/7?
Not 24/7.
So would it be method acting if you had it on 24/7?
I think so.
Is that what it would look like?
I think also if we were in, let me say, a location that just had the actors and, you know, the people I'm relating with, I think it would have even been better. It would have been better. The accent would have been better. The, you know, mannerisms of the role and the character would have been better if, let me say, the person I was acting with was there with me 24/7. We sleep in the same area. We start to understand what the Basamas do. It could have probably rolled off better.
I'm trying to visualize.
But it was not 24/7 because
24/7.
that was not the situation. But as
Also
long as
time.
time, we
They
don't
don't
have
have
time.
I'm trying to
time.
visualize how method acting looks like for different people.
Yes, for me, I have, all my siblings are in the UK. So I told them I have this role that I'm going to do. Please, can you switch on your
You are kind of TV.
switch on your British accent from now on? Because I need to get in, I need to understand, because I would not remember how they sounded when I was with them. I've been to the UK, but I've never come back thinking, oh, I'm going to speak like, a Brit.
You forget about
and
boa,
those things. What is the boa?
A boa.
Yeah. No, boda boda.
Or a boa.
Boa.
Wow.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Boa.
Yeah. So it didn't.
Boa.
It didn't
stop.
register.
At that time, it did not click.
Yeah.
Yeah, because first of all, I was nervous. This was a big role. Woo!
Yeah.
The character Bible of this person is loud with their expressions, not loud with their words.
But in being.
In being. That is something you needed to wear for some time.
Yeah.
But I feel like you wear that well. Not that your being is loud, but the way you act is very forward. Like it's you don't shy from the person you're playing. So I guess maybe that's why you were cast for that role as well.
I have no idea.
Me-
I still want to ask him
what
why me?
Why?
I suffered.
That's an interesting perspective. I want to go back to how far you've gone with your method acting after your father almost killed a director.
Director said, man, your dad is on my case, bro. Like, we shoot this film later on. I'm like, no, bro, we are doing this film now. Because I love the story. For me, it's the story. Story and the characters. How grave are they? How challenging are they? Yeah, because I don't like characters that don't...
Plain.
Yeah, that are simple. And don't teach me.
Yeah.
And don't make me grow as an actor. By the time I finish unearthing this character, I need to have grown as an actor. So if the character does not provide that, then chances are very high I will not play him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Marvel movies, no?
Marvel movies,
We shall talk.
we shall talk because they are money.
Yeah,
The
The money
money.
will have you questioning. So,
Money.
what kind of actor do I want to be truly?
Yes. Yeah.
I want us to talk about that as well, because there's good money in the industry today.
Yeah.
You know, much better money
Than it was before. Yeah.
than it was before. And I feel like you have experienced that transition.
Exactly.
How much does that affect your decision on the role? Because you've just talked about, you know, getting into a character is not easy, right? And then even as an actor, you've just explained, like, you have to do it if you want to grow. Like, there's a reason. We're not Malaga just. Right? So
But even
how
before I
much?
answer
For
that,
me, yeah.
Yeah.
Even before I answer that, I would like to say something. Being a method actor doesn't necessarily make you a better actor than somebody who is not doing method acting. No, it's just something that method
best to get
actors
into.
just love getting to the core of things.
Yeah.
So you're the drama. You can't even say no. No, but I
Just
think I
like
get
we're like detectives of characters.
Yes.
We like getting to the
I wanted to
bottom
say
of
something
things.
actually. When
Yeah,
you're done,
we like getting
yeah.
to the bottom of things. Like if I'm to understand my character, I'll give an example. I would need to break him down to a point of I know
Yeah.
how
How
he
does
loves
he
his
breathe?
tea.
How does
How
he
does
even?
he
How
even-
he breathe?
How does he breathe? What's his favorite color? Does he breathe in his mouth like this?
You guys, there's
Like,
a scene. I
There
do
are things
watch,
that are not even written in the
Bridgerton?
script.
Yes.
They're not in the script. The
Yeah.
audience will never probably see them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we want
But
to
it's
know.
for you to know them, because that way you understand who you're portraying. Like if I say, tell me about Maritza, and you just, she's like this, I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this. You know yourself. Same thing with performing a character, a well-going method. You need to understand him through and through, and the only way you can do that is paying attention to detail.
Yeah.
So, haven't you found? No, please go on.
Yes. We were talking about that thing when you asked me about that Britain accent that I wanted to just emphasize a little bit. That there are some people that can easily get out of method acting, in and out.
Yeah.
It could be easy. There are some that it could take. It
while.
could take a while. It could take longer. There's a scene we're doing.
Define longer. We're talking hours, days.
Months,
I
years.
have gone months to
They
snap
don't
out of
come out of
character.
it.
Months.
Yes.
Snap out of
Actually,
it.
that's the question I was going to ask.
Yeah. So you end up having that poise and being because this is who you're living for 3-5 years.
Yeah.
So you end up being that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone can think you're just obnoxious, but it is Miranda making you that.
I'm working.
You know? Yeah. So sometimes you that's why I think for some people they take the casts like in a camp. You know, away from other people, so that you keep in character. And if at all you have any episode of that method acting and you're not coming out of it, you can easily be helped. But here in Uganda, we are not helped. We don't have
There's no help.
that kind of psychologist
It's your
on
own.
set.
You're
It's
on
up
your
to you.
own.
You're your therapist.
Yes.
You're your psychic
You're your
analyst.
teacher.
I wanted to
As
ask
you see
that,
me, I'm a
like,
therapist, my own therapist.
a doctor.
I'm my own doctor.
Yes. Yeah, you decide
Self-diagnosed.
for this role.
You're the own pharmacist.
I will need Red Bull.
Prescription.
Yeah. I'll need it to, can it keep,
Calming.
calming?
Before we get into what influences the role selection, I want to understand that a bit, because I don't think we understand how lost an actor can get in the character.
Yeah.
Have you been in situations where you have now mastered your character better than you know thyself? And now trying to get out, you're trying to figure out what parts of me are this character and what parts of me are authentically
16 rounds.
me.
Oh, yes.
So I guess talking about how getting out of that method acting, what has that been like for you?
It's been helpful for me over the years. But
And we're
then-
still here. What do you mean it's been hell?
It's been hell, because sometimes you don't know what to do with yourself after convincing your entire being that you're this person. So you don't know what to do with yourself after that. Like sometimes you need to have a deliberate process to unwind from your characters. You need to craft that even before you start working.
Stop.
Seriously, you need to have that. So for me, for 16 rounds is my most recent challenge. We did that 2022, I think.
Okay.
And the film comes out three months later. I'm still the character.
So you attended
when
the
we wrapped
premiere?
The film. No.
As Mucha
What I meant was kicking people.
You know?
What I meant was
Oh, that is where
when
the
we
round kick
wrapped-
came from.
Yes.
The what?
The round kick.
Yeah. Sorry.
Why?
As you
Okay.
were.
Why? Why am I with Annette?
We
on this?
want you.
Annette.
Wait, there's another round kick?
There are like 5 round kicks.
You
I
know the round
missed
kick going,
that.
going.
There's one particular round kick I've seen. Or
The round kick.
how many are
She's
there?
big. She's just.
You're playing with me.
No, I'm not.
Inside joke.
Inside joke, but she's
They
playing
know
with
the round kickers. They know the round kickers. They kick you with the round kick.
the character people.
Hey, the karate guys.
Yes, but
Then
he has a scene where he's kicking.
Hey.
A film or a scene?
Yeah.
Both of them are there, but which one are you
Yes.
trying to refer to?
I'm talking about a particular scene where you were round kicking.
In 16 rounds.
In 16 rounds, yes.
Yeah, where I stepped Natasha's leg and break it.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
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 Okay, let's go back to the round kick.
So we had wrapped the film like this, and I was having trouble. Everybody's everybody's back to normal. People are. There's a rap party. I focused on rap party. I don't show up because I was feeling I was not very good company. My mind was very dark. I had been feeding myself with lots of PTSD information, and my character was a former soldier. So I had to learn all these things. I had to go back for shooting classes and stuff like that, and all these things. I went with Lukman. There's so many things I was trying to achieve for his character because he was pretty dark. His mental was more dark than what we saw in the film.
Surely.
Yes, his mental was a lot darker than what we saw in the film.
Wow.
So there was a points and pieces in the film where Lukman thinks that we would do a feature film out of it. We make a full-length version film. I said, what do you want to do to me, bro? Already I'm struggling with this short film that has been so like packed with a lot of stuff that I'm supposed to learn. Now you're telling me we're going to do a feature film?
Also, the fact that you're saying it was darker than the film portrayed.
Than the film
Excuse me.
portrayed him.
Yeah.
Because PTSD is dark.
Yes.
So you have to understand it through and through. You must understand his mind. Being a former soldier, why wasn't he in the army anymore? It's not given to you in the script, but you must understand why he was not there in the army anymore.
And now it's your role to portray that.
And now it's your role to portray that. And now you must feed yourself with all these things about PTSD. You don't even have. I'm not even going through anything with PTSD, but I had to feed myself with that information to understand Damba's standing, mentally, physically, emotionally. So that was hard to undo once it was done. Once we said it was wrapped for the day, wrapped for the shoot, it was very hard to undo. And I had to go 3 months. 2 weeks I was in Mbra. I went to Mbra, like a place I'm not normally at. I had to travel there and unwind. But the character was still there, man.
Even amongst the cows? Even frolicking in this beautiful,
All that milk.
all that milk.
And I thought I was the only mad, but this guy is also not easy.
No, but
Even
like
amongst the cows, even amongst the
scary to
milk, all
hear.
that milk, I was still 16 roundish.
bruh.
And it lasted 3 months, man. Like, I did interviews because the film was being spoken about. There was drama about it. There were billboards about it all over the place. I did interviews, still in character.
How does this go over with your personal life?
It's crazy. Those people who are directly involved with you, like your family, your very close friends. I've got a very small circle of friends.
Yeah.
A very small knit circle of friends, and those people were bothered. Were bothered.
You went away for a while, according to them.
Yeah, I left all family groups. I left all family groups, all friend groups.
Oh,
I
physically?
left the groups, like WhatsApp. You know those WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Just because I could remember who this person was,
And it
and
was
nobody could
telling
help me
you.
remember this person, because they think you're just doing kajanja. Katemba mukoti.
Non-stop Katemba till Kingdom
Non-stop Katemba. Like,
Yo.
it's a space I enjoy getting into and unwrapping who this character is. I enjoy fishing him out and like, who are you, man? Like, I enjoy knowing things about him the writer does not even know about him.
Are you able to, now that you're out of it, to still look at that character internally and see that character without necessarily connecting with Damba?
Yeah. Once you get out of character, it's now something I look at and I'd be like, "Ugh."
You cringe.
Yeah, I cringe. Because there are moments I can actually have done better. Like, like things I should have focused on. Maybe a tonation I should have said better. Now
I think
I'm seeing
you're
it
just
from
being an artist.
Now I'm being an artist.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ugh. But I love watching him and watching people be swayed by or taken aback by his performance, by his delivery or whatever he's doing. So when I watch that, I detach myself from who they're watching. So it's easier that way.
I like the thought of that. I think I'm going to flip it on you, Diana, because this was him entering a character, but I know you've had to come out of yourself and tell a personal story that is by tapping into your own character. I'm going to use Bed of Thorns, right? You didn't have to come out of yourself? Not really? That was easy to share?
No, just let's do another story.
We do another story. What's it been like coming out of character after you have embodied a character?
Coming out of a character personally is not. In the beginning, it was very hard, but like I said, I'm indebted to Fast Track Productions because their team. I'll specifically say, let me say Solea, yeah, Munyana. She was very easy to talk to. She was a creative director. Like so, yeah.
They
what?
They robbed.
But
I love Fast Track. No.
They did what? Robbed her. Of what?
Huh? Finish your point.
Okay, so she was very easy to talk to and work with. So she prepared me, for example, for the hostel. Did you know that I almost didn't do the role? I was very nervous. It was the first time for me anyway. So I was very, very nervous. I was shaking. And Beolida Jewa was the director at that time. And they sat me down because I was shaking. Now,
like physically?
Yes, physically shaking, inward, everything. I was not prepared. Even if we had this whole long, the voice was shaky and what. Even if we had this whole long training period and what. When you get there the first time, the first few episodes, it's different.
Because the cameras now they're recording, like
truly live.
Seeing that red light, you're like,
yeah. Wow. So if you don't have a supportive team and people were very supportive, Kudu was very, very supportive, and maybe because he already had the experience and what. Anyway, to me, he really, really helped me. He could see. I had fear, I had all that. Yeah, anyway, so getting out of Annette was a struggle. I can't even explain that in an easier way.
Yeah.
Because up to today, I get roles because of Annette.
You're typecast?
Yeah.
No. You wouldn't call it typecasting?
No, not typecasting.
But it's a character, literally.
Annette, so I want you to do this.
You should try this one also.
I'm sure. Try something different. Yeah. But
you haven't been typecast, have you?
No.
I haven't seen
it. I almost was, but they switched it in good time before it got out of hand.
We thank the gods.
The Power of Legacy. Power of Legacy, I almost did a role that was Annette, but older, working class and what. Yeah, but they caught it right in time.
Good for you.
And switched it. Yeah, so to answer your question, coming out of a role is hard, was hard for me or is hard, especially that Annette role, because everywhere you go, they don't know your name. They know you as Annette Nandutu, please. Yeah, so Annette is the one who gets favors, the one at the bank, please Annette, go to the teller. So it's hard because you always have to be nice like Annette was.
You have to be
Annette. But as Kahunde, I have bad days. And I am not.
You're not always Annette.
Yeah, that day I have woken up on the maybe south side, and you expect me to be loving and give you a hug, and why it was so hard. My mom is a mother hen of sorts, So I had seen her growing, but it had never like occurred to me. Now I come to do this role, and then I am I am depicting things that my mother does without knowing them. She's a mother hen, so I start caring for everybody around me. I say, Michael, you come into my place and I'm going to cook for you.
Off script.
Yeah.
Off script.
So that's how the friendship started. You were in character.
Character, that is. Character.
Character, I think.
That's
so
funny.
Being a mother hen became part of me.
Yeah.
So sometimes it was hard for me to know that, okay, Michael doesn't want maybe my company, or right now I'm being too much. I am in his hair. What is going on? Are you okay? You know? I'm looking for him. What are you doing? Well, I've not heard from you for this whole time. Where are you?
Yeah.
I would be practically maybe besides his family who knew where he was, because I was looking.
Yeah.
Where are you? What are you doing? Can we talk? Can we meet?
Mother hen.
Yes. And I became, and you know, it rubs off different with different people.
That's true.
You know, yeah. For him, he might have been like, this one is, you know, my gango.
My person.
But someone else will be like, okay, you're too much in my space. Can you please get out? And then you have to take a step back and realize, oh, that's Annette. That's, you know.
You're at
she
a
needs
family
to be
function
controlled.
being Annette.
Yes, serving and, you know, being all over the place, and they have to tell you, yes, babe, please sit. You know, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
I hear
because
you.
the personality and the role, you know, get together and they disorganize you. So you start to, you know, slowly unlearn. Because now I've learned that you have to learn, relearn, and unlearn. For every role. For every role.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to do it. You have to relearn the lessons in it. And then you have to unlearn it so that you're able to do another role.
Otherwise, you cannot take your old role to your new role. It just won't make sense.
Yeah. So for me, that was the biggest struggle that I had.
Confused.
So the reason I'm confused is because that's what I was hoping you would say. You know, you learn to grow into and grow out of. But from what I'm hearing and what we've already talked about today, these characters seep into your personalities. So you can't completely walk away without taking parts of that character with you. Which means when you go now to orientation for the next role, will they have to wash out the past character as part of the orientation in order to download, like reprogramming? Or does that actually help? Or does the person you've become after a role help you through your next role?
I think there are things that you can carry on, you know, positive, intentionally.
Okay.
Yeah, like
but
actor tricks.
Yeah, character traits, certain things that you must, as a growing artist or performer, you must carry on certain things. Like my role was a bookworm. Now I research about everything.
We thank God.
Yeah. I read books, I am reading novels and what, but that started somewhere. And it's not that I didn't read before that, but it's because of this particular role that got me to do that. That is a good trait to go with. There, you know, timekeeping. That role was a timekeeper, and it was a bookworm, a timekeeper. She used to cook. Oh, I learned how to cook because of Annette.
Well, thank
Yes,
you,
I
Annette.
got to know.
But then you ate her food. We ate her food.
I mean, for us, we had FOMO. We'd be watching, like, why can't God send us an Annette? You're there in hostel eating mandazi and tea for supper for the 18th time in a row.
Yeah.
You get.
So I learned how to make my own recipes. I think I should start a cooking show.
Let's
What do you think?
go. So I love that.
So,
I love that.
Yeah,
And
there are things you can carry on.
that makes it more, it's not just per project type of acting. Your acting is your life. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm a spoken word artist, right? And every time I'm commissioned to write for a particular cause, I end up becoming a stakeholder in that cause. Like, I'm now invested in ethical travel because at some point I had to write about it. So it's now not even about the art of spoken word anymore. It's now about the art of living. And I feel like that's what maybe acting and, you know, acting and making movies is about. So let's talk about.
Wait. You mentioned something about getting in and out of character that we have not touched. I know
please,
Michael
touch it.
wants to touch. Yes, something. It's not about. Well, it's. I think very important that we talk about it. The next project having to wash out the previous whatever. I don't think it is actually washing. That is supposed to be a personal job.
It's actually it's your job as an actor.
It's your job
part
because
of
you're
your
paid.
personal
The next
KPI.
production
Yes.
is not going to waste time going over
Yes.
you to wash out your previous role. That's
It's like
your
going
job.
to a new job.
Yeah.
You've been an engineer here. You were fixing lights, which were big. So when you go to the next one and they are very tiny, you're like, but me, I'm only used to the big ones. You know? So you have to adjust to that because they are paying you to be Miranda. If you were Annette, I do not
That's
want
not
to see
their
Annette.
business.
That is not my business.
Yeah.
Bring Miranda.
And
Go.
let's see Miranda.
I want to see Miranda. I want to see this, I don't know, crazy person. So I do not want to see Annette. So it is a personal job to go and wash out Annette. Kamula. In fact, leave the overall there. There is something, I don't remember. Yes. Yeah. When we were starting hostel, something that I carry along, Auntie Jewa, told us something that I have carried on until date. She said that acting is like wearing an overall, you're going to work.
Okay.
When you get to the gate, you have a bag or whatever, you remove the clothes that you've come with, just like acting is. You come and take off your personal clothes, they're going to give you costume for that role. Yeah. So you take off those clothes, put them in the bag, put on, those clothes, like I am now from home. I have rent on my head, I have food bills, I have water, yaka, hair, what, personal things. And
I feel so seen. Relax.
You get
We are embodying all our bills.
So you have so many bills, you have so many worries, you have so many insecurities and everything. They are
People
here.
who haven't replied your messages.
You remove all those things, the wig, the earrings, or whatever you've come with from home. That is Kahunde. Put them in a bag. Then get the overall, which is like the costume. You're going to wear a character of, let me just say, Annette. So you put on Annette, as you button. You're like, Annette loves cooking, Annette loves people, Annette and then
good thing.
Once you put on that overall, and you're now in character of Annette.
Yes.
So whatever Kahunde is going through, you've lost someone last night, please,
forget.
This is your job.
Seems a bit insensitive.
Yes.
But
Annette
it's what it is,
here,
man.
Kahunde
Yes.
is not.
So 6 p.m. When you put on Kahunde,
Go and
please
cry.
go and cry.
Go and
Yeah,
cry.
That is such an asset to have. Shout out Mama Beulida. I love
Yes, it was something that was harsh.
Yeah.
We thought she was being harsh.
Yeah, well, it's sensitive.
yes.
But it's actually true, though.
When we got to
You learn it as you grow.
Yeah, when we got to work with her, we got to know she was not being tough. She's actually one of the sweetest people.
Sweet like this.
Sweetest people I've ever met.
Sweet.
She kisses you and you're like, oh.
I love kisses.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I think for me, the whole getting out of a character into a new one helps a lot, because you're like, this method acting, I have been this quarrelsome woman on maybe mistakes girls do, but I'm going to do what if she was a murderer and people hate me. All my fans are now like, we used to love you when you were Annette, but now
you're a
you're a
kid.
murderer. So people are not going to understand what you are going through. When you act, they're like, but for you are thinking, how am I going to revive myself from being a murderer and being viewed as this vindictive woman to now still being Kahunde, who will say, hey, hello, how are you? They're like, murderer.
So I want us to get into how you pick the character, because I love the build up to it, you know, getting out of the character. Like the experience of an actor, you've made it sound nice, you made it sound challenging. It's not just mara, show up, right? So I feel like that's a beautiful journey for any artist. But like most artists, we need to make money. And like most industries most sectors in our third world, we are struggling to reach that money. But you know, things are doing better. I just want to hear how money plays a role in your role selection.
For me, it's like the third or fourth
On your checklist?
on my checklist.
Explain.
Because number one, I have to love the story. The first question I'll ask you if you come with a script and say, "Here, yo, Michael, we have this script. You want to be a part of it?" The first question I'll ask you is not how much are you paying me? No. Is can I see the story? Can I read the story? If it's a great script, then how intriguing is the character you're presenting to me? Like how intriguing is he? For me, it's no longer about the money. It's yes, we all love the money. I mean, there's some projects we have done because of the money, and you don't want to watch it again after that.
What do you mean?
Like you
Archives
were paid.
forever.
Yeah, archives forever. It's not even. Some of them are not even on my
Sure, real.
reel.
Your IMBD will never see this.
Nah. But I've done them, they're there, and I got paid. You know, like there were times in my career, especially starting off, where I did roles to pay the bills. You understand? Where you do a role just to go and pay a bill. You go and you're like, "Ugh, oh money, let me just do this." But as you advance in your career and in your craft, you tend to realize this is not something you handle lightly. You know, so for me, by the time I'm in front of this camera and I'm going to do a role, there is no way I would want to take it lightly or disrespect it by simply looking at the money avenue first, or forgetting that there is a character to look at, there is a story to appreciate.
Yeah.
If I'm not appreciating those first 2-3 things, then I may not even want to know about your money and just say no.
People think of that as a planned kid's attitude. Are you comfortable? Are you able to make those decisions because you're comfortable, or even in your discomfort, you will make a decision of story over money?
I mean, comfortable or not, because there are moments I am comfortable, very comfortable, and the moments it's a bit shaky. I mean, it happens to everyone. But at the end of the day, the money will not be my moving reason to do a role. Otherwise, I have let go. I'd have done many roles. My room would be packed like this.
More happy roles.
My room would be more happier roles. But I love a challenge. I love to be pushed to the edge by a character. I love to read a script and not know if I can perform him.
What do you mean?
That's how challenging it should be. Like if you read a script and you don't know if you can pull this off, you're like, can I pull this off?
And that makes you pick the script?
Yes.
You're a different person.
Because I love challenges.
Okay.
And even look my nose and these Kenyan directors that I've worked with, the South Africans I've worked with, they know for a fact, like I will not pick a character unless it's going to move me, at least from now until my career really becomes...
You've left that in the past, the money selections.
Money selection is out of the past, yeah.
So are we going to talk about the Marvel... If Marvel called...
I will sign very quickly and go and perform with Marvel. I mean, who would I want $1 million? So
that's different, right?
Yeah,
that's different. Okay, I think I can definitely relate to that. For you?
Well, for me, passion comes first.
Yeah.
I had a passion. I had this passion since I was maybe, 6? When I was imitating.
Stop.
Yeah, I was imitating my teachers until Annette. Then my whole family was like, "Oh my God, you've been acting this whole time." So for me, it's the passion that comes before anything.
Yeah.
So I decided to turn my passion into a career without actually knowing it. It was not, there's this job. Actually, his father, I call him Papa. He's the one who actually told me about the auditions, and I went for them. So it is.
And he never told me.
How did you find
I
out?
found him there.
No, I found him there.
I found my dad there.
He-
I'm like, Dad, you're here. So what are you doing here? I'm like, what are you doing here? Like,
No, he actually asked you what you
Yeah.
were doing there.
Yes.
That's
What-
hilarious.
I mean,
I can't.
Yeah, so he told me, daughter, there are auditions, go and try. Yeah, just like that. So anyway, yeah. To get back to the question, money sometimes blinds your judgment. You look at the money and then you'll not do a good job. And like he said, I can't agree more with you. You decide, you're like, you know what? I need bills, I have, I need to pay for 6 months ahead. Let me do this movie. But it's never going to appear anywhere. It's not, you look at the work and you're like, that surely was not me.
Yeah.
Surely that was Kahunde borrowed her cousin.
My
Yeah.
sister.
Twin, long lost twin.
Yeah, came and worked. Yeah.
You also have
Yeah.
a long lost twin somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Twins. I have twins for me
So,
now. Long lost twins.
Mama.
Also, for me, it's about the characters. If the character, I've done the character before,
Yeah.
I don't want to look like I am borrowing what I did with maybe Miranda to come and do this role. So I would want something really different. When they gave me this role of quarreling, I was so excited until I got to actually have to do it, and it was challenging for me.
Yeah.
So I would not want to base on how much quarreling am I going to do. So each word will be 200,000.
Those are measuring
No.
the oxygen I
That I'm going to
exude.
put.
Yeah,
No, in fact,
And because when you quarrel, you use a lot of
a
energy.
lot of energy.
muscle. Yeah,
So
we
I
need to
must
pay for
really-
gym.
The facial expressions that you're going to use. Sometimes your clothes might get torn, costume might get torn in the process. Yeah, so it's not about the money unless you don't have passion. If you don't have passion, because honestly speaking,
Money
I
is
see
the first.
today's acting, many people coming up now are like, oh, DSTV has, it's a commissioned project. Let me just get the money, because the money is good. So you're just going
Is
to act.
it?
Yeah, the money.
Performance is
No,
commissioned.
it is. It's better than it used to be 10 years ago.
I've heard.
Yeah, so it's
money is
good
better.
compared, So some people are just going to do it for the money. And you will see on their face, camera doesn't lie. It will show you for who you are.
Hey,
And for
What
it,
do you
actually,
mean?
for
The
it
camera.
actually, it helps you and adds on like 2 pounds. And makes you, it gives you nyash,
What?
Yeah, so if you come thinking that the money is going to do this for you, that means even if the executive producer says, oh, sleep with me to get this role, you're going to easily give him.
You will do that.
Yeah, but when you have passion, I think you have some kind of standards, some values and principles that you follow. So you concentrate more on the passion and doing the job rather than, at the end of the day, it is your face that is going to go on screen. I remember someone used to tell that to us, that, by the way, it is your face
You're the
that
face
is on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not mine. I'm putting the money in the product, but no one knows how I look. But everywhere you go, people are going to point fingers.
Do you get to a point where in your career you can cash in on that face? Because, judge me, please, because I'm going to get into acting for money, strictly.
Straight up.
Straight up. You're not paying me.
Zero.
Sigenda kwezungiza ku stage yo, ku
But-
set yo, sagala manya. And I've made peace with that, because the truth is, I don't know if I'm willing to do the things that you do unless I'm getting paid.
Maritza, let me say
a
something
lot of
about
money.
that. You see, I would like to call the people who came before us, let me say the Mariam Ndagires, John Segawa,
Yes.
the Abe Muchivis, those people were sacrificial lambs for us.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, even some of us, even if we are not, at the level they're at.
But you guys were
we
also
did-
sacrificial lambs.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what I'm saying, that we did
these
roles,
kids
some
now.
for free, some for, bread, we are going to give you lunch,
Exposure.
we are giving you exposure.
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 So, the pain of exposure.
But you see, some things have advantages to them.
That's true.
Because now you cannot walk into, I cannot walk into MTN and I say, people, can I just pass in your advert that will come? And they say, it's in 2 months. Yeah. But you can't just pass for that. Let us give you, you have face value.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it gave us something,
Yeah.
you know. The money is there, yes, but if you are coming, there are certain producers that I know, if he gives you a role, he's very witty. He gives you a role and he wants to see what are your first 10 questions you're going to ask him.
Okay.
Now, if your first question is on Sasula Maker, you're not going to take that role. And yet his series are going to last for 5 years. You know, and just that may kill you. The first questions an actor is supposed to ask, what does my character do? What does my character eat? How does the character behave with other people? You know,
What's
what are
on my
their relationships?
playlist?
You know,
Those
what does the character look like?
Nice.
There are certain things you need to ask yourself and the producer or the creative director before you talk about money. Because they may tell you, oh, they are going to give you a juicy 5 million every episode. And then when they get into the conversation of your character profile and Bible, you have nothing upstairs. You're just beautiful but empty. So you end up losing that job because you are focused on getting money. Is the last thing. They've not even told you about the contract yet.
Yeah.
Let them first take you through the job, understand, are you capable? There are some people who will give you even 3-month probation. Let us understand how you work.
Paid probation?
Yes.
Okay.
Let us understand how you work. You know, are you on time? This, and this, and this. Can we promote you? Are you workable with? And what, da, 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 da. And then they say, well, okay, now we can, put you on a payroll. But if you come thinking they are going to give you money before you work, come on. It's like asking for 10-year experience when you've just left campus.
So it's about tact.
You have to be tactful. You have to be witty.
I can still come in with my head strong on money.
Yeah.
But I don't have to tell everyone.
You have to be... what I want to stick on, you have to be equivalent to the money you're paying. Are you an A-list actor, performer? If Michael tells me, Kahunde, I want to work with you, but do you have Satema on the table? Status?
That's what I want to know. Have you reached that point? Can you reach that point in your career where now they're not paying you for acting, they're paying you for being Kahunde?
Yes.
Nice.
When we did, sorry for, Are You Not a Man, part 2, as the lookers. There was someone else who came in to do the role, and they were told, oh, we are hiring you because of your face. And when he got to know that, he was like, oh, I am now going to be paid in dollars.
How beautiful is that face?
I am no longer working for shillings. You are offering me 500,000? No, please. Dollars.
$250?
Yeah. So you get to that point and you can negotiate.
But
there are people who cannot negotiate.
He's
He's very beautiful.
My Lord.
Michael knows him. He's very beautiful. Yeah. And his acting is also as good as he looks.
Good job.
So you have to be an A-lister to make certain demands, my dear.
Okay.
Yeah. You cannot come when you are from Bikerebi Kunumba and you have no discipline. You are all, maybe, I'm sorry to say this, but many socialites come to set, and because we want their face value, they make all these demands. But they are acting, forgive my French, let me not say it. But
we've understood the French.
Yes. So make that demand to an extent where Michael looks and says, but if Kahunde is not on my project, it's not going to work.
And for that demand.
So you know what? Yeah. Let me cancel 5 people to pay Kahunde to do this role.
I like that power.
Yes. Yeah. So you have to have the whole package. Discipline, you're a good timekeeper, you have your lines, you're not coming, you're not bringing drama. By the way, these people you hear of bringing melodrama and bringing their Kahunde on set when you're supposed to be Miranda, there are people who are fired for that. They kill you and we bury you in the show. Yeah, or they make you fly.
Left to the country.
She flew.
You left the country.
Yeah.
Big project in Malaysia.
There was an accident.
Whoa, way.
Yeah,
That's good to hear, though.
Yeah, you
Thank
have
you.
to you have to come with the whole package. If you want to sit with the kings, you had better act like one.
Come on. Royalty.
Even me, that hits deep.
Act like that. You were adding something onto that?
Yeah, like, but then she said it, like, you have to be a whole package. If you were to have, for those demands to be met, for people to pay you because of who you are, Baba, you must have really...
You have to become.
You have to become. Exactly. Yeah. You must become, in all spheres of professionalism, of all spheres of the cat, you must become. The whole 9 years, you must be a very good timekeeper. You must be a very good actor who, if you are not on that cast, they feel like they're losing out because already besides your talent and passion, you're very professional.
Yeah.
You don't waste people's time.
You don't waste people's time. You're very...
Your personality.
Your personality is just attractive
to
every producer and every director because if... you have to be the light of the set somehow.
The attitude of Ugandan, and I don't like using the word celebrity because being a celeb is a job, you guys. It is a real employment.
I don't think we have any yet.
There are a few who have put in the work, but then they leave because it's success. But the attitude towards celebrities and people in the entertainment industry is usually they lack character.
Yeah.
And hearing it from you guys, actors, who it is your business to portray, embody, recreate character. Breathe life into characters. What is the scene like in terms of the personalities you're talking about? You have to be a good character, you have to be a good person. Is that what the scene is like for you off the camera, away from the camera as actors in Uganda? Is that what we're experiencing?
I'm going to speak personally because
yes, from your experience.
Yeah, I can't really talk for many. So many of them, I'll look back and be like, with that stunt this guy just pulled on set, I don't think I would ever want to work with them again.
I think also point out some of those things because what happens sometimes on these shows is we'll just be like, bad behaviors.
Yeah, for instance, I signed a contract with a company. We all signed a contract with the company. We knew what we were getting into. And then when was going to shoot, let me say Monday, today is Thursday, Sunday, the main character says he's not going to do the role because it does not, I think, or something with his brand or, and this was a commission show.
After signing the contract?
Yes.
Ink is dry.
Ink is dry. Billboards are everywhere. Adverts are going on. And we had to hold off for our, casting directors to find a replacement. And that is going to disorganize my schedule.
Yes.
Because I have signed that I'm going to work with you for 2 years.
Yes.
Now, if I have to wait another 6 months for you to organize yourselves, someone has booked me after that, and I'm not going to disorganize Eddie because you are not. Yeah, I am not going to be able to work with you again. I'm going to be scared to work with you again. Those are bad manners.
Yeah.
There are actors that come on set and waste time. They're not going through their lines. They don't have any line whatsoever. They are chuckling. They're like, they're doing really nonsensical behavior.
What do you mean they come through, they don't have any lines? What have you shown up to work to do?
Exactly.
There's some actors who come on set and they will not have their line.
When
those
they say
things
action,
are hard for me to believe.
They are.
It's like having
real.
people who come to class and don't copy notes in class.
Why are we here?
It's like people who come to class and don't copy notes.
Yes. When the exam reaches.
In a lesson that needs copying, you to copy notes, like history or something like that. Like it's very widely lesson. You don't copy them. Same guys.
So those guys are still here to do it.
They become actors. Those guys become actors.
They get in front of camera and then they're like, what's my first line? After they've said action. There are behaviors like that. There are behaviors, there are characters that come on set and they're like, I'm not going to wear those shoes. You know?
Yeah, like-
but your role says you are a madman.
Yeah.
You have to be in
That's
open...
not me. You're forgetting
torn
this.
shoes.
That's not me. I can't wear
Yeah.
that dress, man. And they're
Yeah.
doing this. They're literally doing this.
Yeah.
This with their hands. That's not me. I can't wear that dress,
Yeah,
man.
it does not, bring out my calves.
I'm hearing a lot of arrivalism.
Yes, they say these things. Oh, don't use that makeup on me if it's not MAC. It had better be Mary Kay.
Because your
People do this.
powder gives me rashes, so I bought
Yeah.
my own powder, so you don't touch me with your powder.
I even have my
I
own
want to go away from
assistant.
here.
I have my own assistant. Yeah.
Okay, so for some of those things, I would be guilty. Like, for example,
You can't bring
I
that
bring
drama.
my own powder.
You can bring
is
your own
okay.
powder,
It's
but there's a way you
different.
can say it, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also the
There's
way
how
you
you can say it.
Yes.
You
And-
don't act all bougie and
Be like, this is beneath me.
Yeah, but you have to follow protocol, You have to
Yeah.
follow protocol. You go to your productions manager, and then the
then
production
ask them.
manager will go to the, makeup artist or costume department.
Yeah.
Or,
so these things can be aligned prior.
Yes. But if you're doing it when you have come to set so that everybody can see you, I mean, we are tired of that drama. It's like insanity, trying to do the same thing over and over again, but you want something different results. That's
Thank you
insanity.
for picking that out, because we need to know how to behave in these spaces, because we don't get to see the behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
If I see on a movie, I've seen Kahunde, the superstar, and when I see Kahunde at award shows, she's a queen. So when I show up on set to act and be the next Kahunde, I'm going to show up as a queen. Naye Bambi.
You don't know what Kahunde
You don't know what Kahunde has
gone
gone.
through.
So I actually love hearing that, because when you do engage with some young people on set and you talk to them occasionally, the ones with a good head on their shoulder, they adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add on the don'ts? Never do's?
No, it's just for me as performers, and because I've been on the behind the scenes as well as a producer. I produce now, and when you hire certain actors on set, now this is from a producing perspective, and this actor comes and they have all these airs that are very unnecessary because you're having airs in a country
That is third world.
that is in Uganda. Like, if you were Denzel Washington, I'd understand. Even
Yeah.
he doesn't have those airs, but I would understand if he had them. Like,
Yeah.
you get.
He has permission to
He has permission to have them.
He's allowed.
You clearly don't. But we have this thing of we come to set with our glasses half full.
Yet, you're supposed to leave your clothes at the gate.
You're supposed to come to set with your glass completely empty
Yeah.
to be filled.
Yes.
You understand? And to learn from all these different people.
Yeah.
It's not just about the performing on screen as the reason as why you're hired, being in front of this camera. No, it's also about how you relate with people on the set. That will entail, that will enable you get your next job.
Ha.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last work.
That is what I was going to say. That has hit so deep.
Yeah.
You are as good
As
your last
performance,
job.
as your last job.
Because this producer is going to tell the next producer, Kahunde tujja musobola. Trust me.
Kahunde?
This is
You
a
want to save your production?
small-
Don't hire her. Like,
This is
it's
a
a very
small-
small,
real
it's a very
conversation.
small,
Yes.
yeah, a real conversation. I've had it about some
So
fellow
many.
actors.
Yeah.
Like we've had these conversations about people, and it's sad that it happens across the board, even in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
There are actors that are just impossible to work with.
Wow.
Yet they're very talented. So it's beyond your talent. It's beyond how much you want this. It is how professional you can be as an actor, as a performer, to achieve that.
But case in point, one of the people from Hostel, he had gotten a job in South Africa on, I think, was it Generations,
Yes.
Egoli or something?
Yes.
And then they asked one of our directors here for his behavior on set.
Yeah.
She said, that one, he's going to come late, he's a drunkard.
Stop! Smoke on
He's
this
going to
set.
smoke on set.
Gotten a goli or like
Yes.
that is prestigious.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they just
She-
watered it down like
Yeah.
this.
Wow,
It happens.
Mudangamu.
And
Like-
I don't know if the director knew what can I call it? The weight
Impact.
of the
Yeah.
impact that this that it caused. But I don't know if he got any other opportunity like that. Because that was going to open doors for all of us.
Yes, yes.
All of us, not just him though.
Yeah.
All of us.
So essentially, your bad behavior on set is blocking doors.
Yes.
Locking doors for the entire industry.
Yes.
Entire industry, and not just for you, but the entire industry. Because
Yes.
people say, actors on this country, X.
Yeah.
Not say Kahunde, they'll say actors from this country.
Yes.
X.
Because you represent the whole country when you go to act in Nairobi.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be like, hey, Bambi, these people, they have, you know, they, by name Pisa.
Yeah,
you know,
good work ethic.
they're disciplined, you know, they're on time, they're this and that and that.
They have their lines.
But if they have their lines, you know, but
For me, that's what that still shocked me.
yeah.
I'm telling you, Marita, I've worked
There are
with an actor
people
in
who
Nairobi.
actually want to act, but
Yeah.
it's not meant for them. And some people have refused.
They have the passion, but no
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah. You can have a passion to do something, but when you don't have the talent to do it or the skill. And it's sometimes very hard to tell somebody. So they're going to buy their way in. If they have the money, they'll buy their way into doing anything. But when the talent is not there,
Shame.
and they cannot admit to themselves, because I'm also a very bad self-critic, but they cannot even look in the mirror and be like, really, can I do this, or I am lying? You know, get somebody who can tell you whether
The
you're doing.
truth.
Yeah, you may want to do this when you're going to be the best, maybe costume designer,
But you want acting.
but you want
But
to be in
not
front.
acting.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. It gives better perspective on actually even becoming an actor, because for us, akuba ya ingira, when they tell you there is an opportunity in acting, whether you're behind the camera, whether you're holding the mic, like we just go with the first foot that lets us through the door. So I guess it also helps with focus. What kind of actor do you want to be? Do you want to be a sound person? Do you want to be a director? I like that a lot. Unfortunately, I have to end this conversation. Don't go. Stay with me. This was so nice. This was so lovely. Thank you so much, Ms. Kahunde. Thank you so much, Mr. Wawuyo Jr. This has been so amazing. And the thing about these conversations is they carry on in the chat. This is not the end. We'll keep having conversations on acting. We'll keep having conversations in the film industry. And where your stake is, please let us know so that we can bring those people here and have those conversations with them. But for this episode, thank you. We're out.